Hi everyone, how are you all? I hope all of you are fine and okay. In this video tutorial, I'll try to talk about Microsoft Excel Concatenate function. How to use the Concatenate function to add two different column datas or multiple column datas at a time. You can do this in two different ways by using the Concatenate function, or you can use the ampersand. So let's start Microsoft Excel then. Okay, in your case it might be latest version. Okay, then you can try there as well. Okay, so let's start Microsoft Excel 2019 right now. To start it, you have to use Windows R. It is a shortcut. If you don't have a shortcut in your desktop, or if you don't have a shortcut in your start menu, then you can use the Windows command. By using the run option, you can start the Excel. If Excel is installed within your system, and then you can do this easily. Just Windows R, and then this run will appear. Okay, and from there you can write Excel and then .exe. Okay, and as soon as you're going to press it, the default Excel will start. In my case, it is Microsoft Excel 2019. Okay, we are starting a blank workbook right now. In this video tutorial, I'll try to concatenate three different columns into a single column. Let's create this small table first. Okay, going to use the student's first name, writing first name. Okay, here writing last name. Here we are using my registration date or any date. Okay, and here we are going to use the concatenate function. Okay, this can be done in two different ways, by using the concatenate function or by using the ampersand. Okay, we are using the ampersand here. I'll try to explain both ways. Okay, let's create a table first. For example, you can use John. Okay, John. Here you can use John Doe, or you can use John. Okay, John Smith. Okay, here you can use Sam. Okay, here you can use Watkins, and here you can use Tina, Watkins, and just four names. Okay, and you can use date here like 10 October 2020. Okay, and here you can change it. Okay, 11 October. Okay, in this case, just changing it to 11. Okay, making it October. These are example dates. Here 12. Okay, and here 7. Okay, here is the concatenate function. Okay, let's save the table in desktop. Okay, or you can use the shortcut Ctrl S. Okay, to save it. Going to desktop, and then using book 1. Okay, as its file name, or you can use concatenate, saving it there. Okay, so this is saved now. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to use this in this column. Okay, we want to add these two column names. Later in this column, we are going to add this date as well. So how to do so? Our focus is we are going to use this. We are going to use a formula here, and that formula, the name of that formula is concatenate. Okay, and here we want to display John Doe, not in different columns. Okay, we want to add these two names all together instead of separate columns. Okay, these are the student's first name and the last names. Okay, we are going to combine these first name and last name here, and in this column we are going to show the same thing, but not by using the concatenate function. We are going to use ampersand here. Okay, and here we will include all three columns. Okay, first name, last name, and date. Okay, let's start then. Place your cursor in this cell, and then go to function, and then use an equal sign, and then concatenate, like concatenate. You will see, or as soon as you are going to type CONCA, you will have the options to choose concatenate, and then you can use press tab. Okay, in this way you can see that here it is written text 1 and text 2 and text 3. You can add as many text as you can. but here we are going to use, here in this column our focus is to add the first name and the last name all together. So our text one, for the text one, you can, or you can click the function, okay, the function icon will appear, text one and text two. So we are going to add only these two. So place your cursor there, and when the text one is selected, you can use, here you can see the description that you can use up to 255 text strings. Okay, so we are going to add only these two columns, but your limit is up to 255 text strings. And you can combine also text strings, numbers, okay, or a single cell references. When text one is selected, we are going to get the text one from this cell, and so we are going to use this reference value. Okay, this is the cell reference, the relative reference. We are not making it absolute because we don't want it to be fixed. When we are going to drag it down, okay, we want the cell reference to be changed, okay, as well. That's why we are not making it absolute. That's why we are not pressing it F4 here. And here you can see, you can place the cursor here. As soon as you are going to place the cursor within the second text cell, okay, another text option will appear. If you directly add the second column name, then there will be no gap, but we want to use a space in between John and Dewey, okay, the first name and last name. We want to add a space in between the first name and the last name, and that's why you have to add a space option, okay, and a space as a text. Okay, so here using double quote and then using a space, okay, and this will be considered, you can look at here, this will be considered about single space. Okay, if you are not going to give this space, okay, if you don't give this space, then there will be no space in between this first name column and the last name column, okay. And then text tree, okay, we are gonna reference this cell. We are not making this absolute because okay, and we don't want to give anything in our text for cell, but whenever we are going to use the ampersand sign, we can use the fourth cell option, okay, or more. Okay, right now this is all that we want to do. We are not making it, these are the relative reference, because whenever we are going to autofill these cells from here to here, then we don't want it to be fixed. Okay, we don't want any fixed values there, we want it to be changed. That's why relative reference. So the first one, the first name is coming from C4 cell, and the last name is coming from the D4 cell. Okay, here there is a space in between the first name and last name. Okay, so that's it that we want to do. We are using OK here, and you can see John Doe, see the name, and right now you can drag and drop, and you can see these are the names. So in this way you can easily use the concatenate function. I just want to show, if you don't use the space bar, what will happen. Okay, if you just use the first name and last name, then you will see, if you do not use these first name and last name, then you will see it will be all together, and it will not be nice to see. It will be difficult for you to understand because there is no space in between these two names. Okay, that's why we want to add a space here. Okay, add a space and separate by using commas. Okay, you can use comma to separate one column with another column. Okay, and in this way, that's it, that is what we want to do. In this way you can easily use the concatenate function, or you can combine cell values into a single cell value up to 255 strings. Okay, right now let's try to add all these things, okay, in this cell. Saving it right now using Control Save. Okay, here an equal sign, then okay, we are going to use a space, and then we are going to use ampersand again, and then we are going to use the second cell value. Okay, then we are going to use ampersand again, and then we are going to use the third cell. You are using a string literal again. Here we want to add that, we want to use a space, and then we want to add that registration date John Doe's. Okay, here apostrophe and then S, registration, admission date is, okay, then there will be a space. Here we are going to create John Doe's admission date is, then a space bar, then ampersand again, okay, and then the date value. Okay, and here you can press enter. You can see here that John Doe's, the first name is written correctly, okay, and the last name is written correctly. Then we used an apostrophe s to mention that it is John Lewis, admission date, and then is, then there is a space bar, then this is not the right thing, right? And we don't know, you need to know that all the dates that we are going to enter in Excel sheet, that is stored as a number. So here is a number reference. Okay, in order to change this number, you want to get the text, we want to get the text value, and the text value is this date. Okay, so how to do this? So using the cursor again, okay, and instead of E4, what we want to use and then we want to use the text function. Okay, text, and then press tab, and this is a function, right? Place the cursor in between there, in between that, and then use the function keyword. Okay, then this will show up. The value is coming from this cell. Okay, this is the value. You can see it can be number, it can be formula. Okay, that evaluates to a number value or a reference to a cell containing a numeric value. Okay, so we are going to get the value from here, and we don't want it to be absolute, because whenever we are going to drag it down, okay, we want it to be dragged down. We want it to be changed. The cell value need to be changed to get the relative values. Okay, that's why we are not making it absolute. We don't want it to be fixed. And the format text, here the format text is the way that you want. Okay, here you can see the first one is the dates. Okay, double D, we are using 2 digits date, and we are using 3 digits 3 character month, and we are using 2 character year. So you can use this way. This is a string value. Okay, so you have to use like this way. DD, we are using date, then we are using month, okay, in 3 different characters, then there is a hyphen, and then we are going to use year. You have to remember that this is a string value. Okay, mention it as a string. You can see the result here. Okay, 10th October 2020. Okay, if you are going to use month again, okay, then you will see the full name of that month. Okay, or if you are going to use year, full year, then you can use 4y. Okay, then you can see here that it is showing 10 October 2020. Okay, in this way you can format as you wish. So we want it to be just like this. Placing enter right now, let's see what happens. 10 October 2020, but you can do this in a nice way. Okay, just autofill it, and you will see this is done automatically. Appropriate cell values are showing here. We want to change the date. Okay, again, so pressing the cursor here and using the function, and this time we want it to be, okay, month first, then no hyphen, then we are gonna use date, then we are gonna use a comma, okay, then we are gonna use 4 year, and you can see October 10, 2020, and you can press enter. Or you can use the full month, then you can use 4M there. Okay, you can see October 10, 2020. Okay, so we want the short version. Okay, so pressing enter. So in this way, and then you can autofill it again to change in that way. So in this way you can easily combine values. Here you can see you just have to use the ampersand sign in between cell references. Okay, and if you want to use your other strings, okay, or additional strings, then you can use the ampersand, then you can use the double quote, okay, and then you can use your text. So I hope that you have understood how to add the concatenate function and how to use the ampersand to add multiple cell values, okay, into a single cell value. So that's it. So I hope that you have understood how to use the concatenate function to add different cell values into a single cell value, or you can do this in 2 different ways. I have also shown the other way, how to use the ampersand sign to add multiple cell values, and how to do this very easily. If you don't understand anything, then comment box is down there, so you are welcome to comment there. You are welcome to check other videos in our channel. If you like our channel videos, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next tutorial video. Until then, take good care of yourself. Bye.